and gentlemen, welcome back to The Witcher 3. Last time, we were about to follow the sergeant.
Your mate split the loot between them long ago.
The prisoners.
You, shut it now. Save your strength. Die with some dignity. You hear
What's
the
going on here?
conculsion from the barrel.
Please, I'm begging.
Well, apparently I can save him. What was I about to say? Yes, we were following the sergeant, but I cut out the episode and I did something in between the episodes. I played a lot of Gwent. I could only play the two merchants, well, the merchant and the blacksmith right down here. Oh, armorer. The merchant and the armorer. But I played quite a few rounds. I won a card each, and besides the fact that I won quite a few crowns, as you can see, I did also win twine and resin, and you can always win new stuff.
In Vizima, now those were balls. Attended a few, me and my Annie. Oh, how we danced, how we twirled, ha ha ha!
Ooh!
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hey!
Enough. I don't care how you do it, but the deliveries must be weekly.
Won't you stay for tea?
No. Besides, you've another guest.
The Baron is pretty
Look at
big.
that. Didn't even stay for tea. In spite of all that blabbering about how cultured the nation is.
It's just that blabber.
Rumors rarely find confirmation in reality, especially the ones about foreigners.
Right you are. I know who you are. Believe I also know why you've come.
Not bad.
We'll talk inside.
Sure. If you want to, we can do that. Not the nicest place I've ever seen.
Home. Hey, where'd I put the bloody vodka? Ah, there it is. A snifter.
Are we gonna drink? Well, sure.
Why not?
Ha! A man after my own heart. With Foltest dead and Natalis whereabouts unknown. Bloody hell. Who's a loyal Temerian to drink to these days?
Himself and his company?
Probably.
Good enough.
He looks so ridiculous with those
To the matter
gauntlets.
at hand. I'm Philip Strenger. Now the blobtits round here call me the Bloody Baron.
Geralt of Rivia. Blobtits call me the Butcher of Blaviken.
I said already, I know who you are. Truth be told, it's the only reason we're talking.
Oh, that's nice.
How do you like it here in Velen?
Not much. Lovely place. Nope, it is awful.
I don't. Swamps, bogs, marshes everywhere.
Exactly. Someone loses their way round here, he becomes damn hard to find.
What are you getting at?
Many have lost loved ones here. Some their wives, others their daughters.
Oh, does he know? Does he know who Ciri is? Does everybody know who Ciri is, by the way? Or is that a secret that she's the Emperor's daughter?
Get to the point already.
Ciri, that's why you've come, isn't it?
So she was here.
She showed up some time ago. Exhausted, wounded, and stinking like a soaked hound after a hard hunt. Later, I learned she'd come from the swamp.
Backflash. Flashback. Whoops.
Said some beasts from the woods attacked her before she could reach the village.
Whoop. Ow. 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 That's gonna hurt. Damn. That has to hurt a lot. Well, but you're standing up on your own. Most people would have broken a bone. At least. If not their neck. Well, the rolling on the side. Maybe not the neck, but at least a bone, I'd say. What? When you play as Ciri, you cannot access the inventory or use signs. What? Ciri can't use signs?
That was close. I must leave this place.
Ah, but she can learn some, can she not? Who knows? Do you think it's important to gather herbs with her too? Does he have the witcher sense? Well, he doesn't seem to be. Nope. Then again, she doesn't have those weird kind of eyes, so maybe she didn't do the whole mutation thingy. So her eyes are just naturally silver, which is... Oh, it's a fantasy world. What am I saying? But somebody could explain that to me. I've got my good friends.
She needs help.
Got you, my good friends, to tell me. Ooh, wow. But she's way better at dodging. Whee! Oops. What I wanted to say is... Did she always have silver hair? Ashen hair? Ashen? No, silver. Silver hair? Or I really find it cool that you can teleport. Or did she undergo some mutation? If I'd remembered the first part, I'd probably know that there are several stages to the mutation. Maybe it's the first stage. And she didn't go with it.
You can calm
through
down.
with it. Or... I don't know. I'll let you do the explaining.
Hello there. Are you lost?
A little, I guess. Are you?
A lot. No, I never am. What? That's not true.
Though also just a little.
Does that mean you know which way to go?
Not quite. Not yet. But I'm sure we'll find the way if we set off together.
What happened to you?
This? It's nothing.
Doesn't look like nothing. Where do you live? How is it you're here?
How did you wind up here?
My father brought me. Told me to follow the trail of treats and eat my fill. He said he would wait. So I started down the trail, but then I saw a butterfly, and I ran to catch it, and I lost my way.
Remember how to get home. Why follow the trail of treats?
Your father. Why did he have you follow the trail of treats? Do you know?
Because we had naught to break our fast with.
I don't understand.
I was naughty. Broke a jug. Spilled all our milk.
Your parents must have been angry.
Mother said I should be spanked. But father said wouldn't do no good. Too many mouths to feed anyway. Sending me down the trail of treats. That would solve things.
Oh wow. So...
You and your father. When did you leave home?
This morning.
He just left
And
her.
did the sun warm your face or your back?
It warmed my back.
So we must go east. Come. I'll walk you home.
Another thing that's
And
quite
explain
interesting
to
here
your
is...
parents that they must not lose their children in the woods.
We can't go home. Because of the Wolf King and his pack.
Don't be afraid.
No kings among wolves.
These have one.
And you've seen him?
Yes. I mean, no. From behind a tree. He was huge, with giant eyes and great fangs, and he was terribly, disgustingly horrific.
Disgustingly nice.
See what I've got on my back? Wolves fear it. Kings do too. Come. I'll help you up.
Well, you've got a nice sheath for your sword. Gotta say that. But another thing is, does anybody else feel like the story feels familiar? Oh, she's even called Gretka. From Hansel and Gretel. You know, the tale or the parents, a Grimm's tale. I am fairly familiar with, where the parents send their kids off into the woods because they can't feed them anymore, because they don't have enough food, which is something that actually happened. Children were actually sent into the woods in the medieval times to die there. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I think they weren't sent into the woods to starve or get killed by wolves. They were taken into the woods and killed. or why they just left there. I'm not quite sure on the historical details, but I know that the story, as far as Hansel and Gretel goes, is the one that the parents couldn't feed the children, so they sent them into the woods.
Wolves!
Wolves,
Quick,
yes.
hide!
They sent him into the woods, and well, they hoped that somebody would take care of them, just not them, because they couldn't. And of course they ended up following a trail of treats, which led them to the witch's hut, and the witch wanted to eat them. First she fed them so that they would be nice and fat, and after she fed them, she put them in a cage.
You can come out now.
And
My, you're brave. My father couldn't even do that.
Mine could do a lot more. Come.
really? Emir is a good fighter? Or was a good fighter? Oh, well, I guess he doesn't have the name for naught. Anyway. Yes. She put them into cages, and she was in the business of cooking Hansel. Or she was about to cook Hansel when they somehow managed to trick her and push her into the oven instead. That's the story. Although I know the Disney version and parts of the actual Grimm version, and I think I read the actual Grimm version once,
Look!
but things are getting
There's
mixed up,
something
so
there.
it's just true that the actual Grimm's tale is very, very grim.
Wait here.
Fitting name
Don't come
though.
any closer.
But
No buts. Stay here. I must see something.
Also, quite important, the Grimm's tales, as grim as they were often not as grim as reality, unless they involve supernatural things. They, of course, didn't exist. Look at the eyes.
Bloodshot, but still moist. He died recently. Lips parted and bloated. Bit clear through his tongue.
Ouch.
Immense pain before death.
Ugh, that is not good.
His chest is crushed. Ribs probably pierced his lungs. Something picked him up and threw him against the tree.
From the looks of his corpses, even I can see that he did not have a painless death.
Something tore his leg off. No, gnawed it off.
ew, that's horrible.
Well, that would be
Stay
wolves
there.
then, wouldn't it?
And look away.
What's this? Marrow's missing. Interesting.
Oh, the bone marrow is missing. Isn't that ghouls or al-ghouls work?
Let's see. His liver's gone.
Oh, well, the liver.
Why are you digging through his belly?
Would you mind making certain your laces are tied?
Liver is a wolf thing. But bone marrow is a ghoul thing.
The Wolf King's no fantasy, it seems. Except he's a werewolf.
What happened to him?
He had a fall.
I bet. The Wolf King got him.
When did children get so smart?
What we do when the Wolf King finds us?
Try
Good
to kill him.
question. I've no silver, but I can make a blade oil.
Oil? You mean like we make from rapeseed?
No, a far more special oil.
Of dog tallow, wolf's bane, fool's parsley, and wolf's liver. The Wolf King will feel terrible, terrible pain.
You're smart. How do you know these things? Did your father teach you?
Not my father, my uncle, Uncle Vesemir.
Oh, Vesemir told you. Sure, he did.
All right.
I almost said
have
she.
everything.
I did say she, sorry.
Now for a spot where I can build a fire and brew the oil in peace.
A werewolf potion! Woman, why do you not have a silver sword? What's going on? What kind of witcher are you?
What you doing?
Greasing my blade. There. See just how effective Uncle Vesemir's formulae are.
You haven't even tried them? What is going on with her? Man, I'm missing so much of her story. But don't tell me.
Belly's all in blood. Clawed open. No wolves did this.
See? I'm sure those were ghouls. Now what was I about to say? Yeah, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm sure it's all getting revealed to me in the story. Or you know, you can tell me everything, but don't spoil me. Don't tell me anything that comes later in the game. Because you know, spoilers. Can't listen. I mean, we just Ciri just got introduced, and we already know quite a few things about her. So I am sure that in the duration of this game,
Wolves.
Hide! Quickly!
I'm sure that in the duration of this game, we're gonna learn quite a lot more about why Ciri is doing what she's doing, and why she's being hunted by the wild hunt, which I think I already know because of my friend Chammy Dodger, but I'm not gonna reveal it to you just yet. Whoever's watching and isn't Chammy and hasn't played the game. Let's say whoever's watching and hasn't played the game, because it's quite an interesting reason, I think personally. It's also something that
You can come out!
we couldn't possibly deduce with the knowledge we have right now. Partly, yes, but not completely. Not Ciri's involvement in the whole wild hunt thing.
Do parents often send their children out to follow the sweets?
Sometimes they send their children. Sometimes they go themselves.
Do they return?
No. Why would they? They've plenty to eat where the path ends.
Yeah. Or there is somebody who has plenty to eat where the path ends. I think that's more what's happening. But I'm not gonna tell you that because it would scar you for life.
You lead.
You told me I can't look at the inventory, but can I look at the map? Indeed I can. And I'm close to Lindenvale, which means I am close to where Letho was. Am I gonna see No, he would have told me. He would have told Geralt. So, what? I'm gonna have to go down? Do we have to confront
It's
him?
a bit dark.
Afraid?
Are you?
No.
Are you sure? I would be.
What?
The Wolf King. Now do you believe me?
I do. Hide!
Ooh, is that Nila? Nilan? No, that's not Nilan. So there are several werewolves here? Because if I'm killing this werewolf, wow, she just phased through him. Oh, and she does a lot of damage with that blade oil. He is absolutely no match. Wow. And I forgot what I was about to say.
Boy, you really give him a drubbing. Never seen anything like it.
Girl, you can come out now. Come on.
I never seen that either. Geralt had a much harder time. Is that blade oil so good? I ought to think about using oils more often.
You're lucky we came this way. Found someone far less fortunate in the forest.
Yaren, must be. We was returning from Midcops when the brute attacked. I managed to flee, but Yaren...
The little one. No details.
And what I wanted to say just quickly is she just killed a werewolf, and when Geralt comes here, he also has to deal with a werewolf. Which I'm sure is the doing of this werewolf, but still. Actually, no, it makes perfect sense. So, forget, I was wondering why two werewolves, but it actually makes perfect sense. Never mind me.
You have bandages at home? Some spirit? He laid a claw or two on me, unfortunately.
I've not, miss, but my lord, he's a powerful man. He's sure to help you. Might even reward you for cutting the werewolf down.
Very well. Lead us to your lord.
And thus, she went to the Bloody Baron. And I still don't know why it's called the Bloody Baron. Because up until now, he's been nothing but merry-ish kind of. I wouldn't exactly say kind-hearted. He has kind of a an aura.
Just who do you think you brought me, man? That's not me daughter.
And the little one?
Neither, damn it! I think I'd know my own child.
Well, might not be yours, the older one, but you've got to admit the likeness. That's downright striking. So, any chance for that reward?
You'll not see one fucking copper. Get out before I set my hounds on you.
That was harsh, but understandable. Can't just anybody come here and say, "Oh, I found you somebody who looks like your daughter." She's actually your daughter, but
stew any good?
Very. Thank you. I'd not eaten in.
Clear to see. I'm pleased you like it. Had them prepare a bath for you once you've eaten, and you could do with some sleep. Gretka in the nook behind the hearth. You in the guest room opposite the kitchen.
Thank you.
Shh. Eat now. We'll speak once you've rested.
but he obviously knew who Ciri was. Otherwise, he wouldn't know now, right?
So I ordered my men to watch her and left her to rest.
And?
A topic for another time.
I don't like that you're avoiding that. I get what you're after. Nope. Tell me it's important. Talk. Gretka!
The little girl who showed up here with Ciri. What happened to her?
Gretka. She's safe and sound. Helps out in the kitchen. Ciri told me of the girl's parents, what they decided. So I decided not to send the lass home. She's fed here. A roof over a warm corner she calls her own. She wants for nothing.
What happened to Ciri?
I've told you already. A topic for another time.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to change my initial suspicions I had about him. Because that's a really kind thing to do. That's about as good as she's ever gonna have it. Because if the parents send her away because they didn't have the food, I think, short from a miracle, that's the next best thing that could have happened to her, being, well, here and getting fed and, well, helping out in the kitchen.
Take it you won't give me this information for free.
Sharp you are. I regret your loss. Commiserate. But you see, it so happens my wife and daughter are missing as well. I propose an exchange. Find my loved ones, and I shall tell you about the girl you seek. All I know.
Well, that's a fair deal.
Fine, I'll help you. I'll find your family, but then you'll give me every bit of information you have.
You have my word. Guard! This man's under my protection. No one's to bother him in any way.
See, the thing is...
Don't stare, I've not grown horns. Treat it as a token of my good faith.
When did you see them last?
They vanished after the new moon, as if whisked away by shadows.
What do you mean, vanished?
Precisely that. I awoke one morn to find them gone.
Have you searched? What do they look like? I think it's a fair deal because I wanted to know anyway. Ever since I heard when he said, you know, that's not my daughter, at least, okay, his daughter is missing, and I gotta know what happened. I'm just that kind of guy. I have to know what happened.
You try to search for them?
Sent men out right away, but they're not suited to it. It's one thing to rip up floorboards in search of a peasant's last sack of grain. Finding a living person, they just don't know how. Besides, Velen's naught but swamps and marshy woodland. Plenty of hard to find nooks. If you're looking to hide someone, this is the place.
Enemies!
Maybe they were kidnapped. Got any enemies?
None worth mentioning. Worthless little pricks and angry peasants is all. None would dare raise a finger against my family. Any who might have, they've been eating dirt long since.
Oh.
Anything unusual happen before they disappeared? They act differently, do anything strange?
Unusual? No. But not long ago, peasants came to complain that a beast had ravaged a woman by the well. Devoured another lass before her. Common occurrences in Velen. And my women, Anna, quiet as a mouse as ever, and Tamara, occupied with her things, nothing unusual.
Interesting.
This place. Must be hard to be the only two women here.
This place? What do you mean? They wanted for nothing here. Pheasant for dinner? Not a problem. Blue ribbons from Toussaint? Say the word.
Had your men in mind. Their company. Sure your wife and daughter weren't being harassed?
My men are a horde of whoresons, but they know their place. One of them so much as looked at Anna or Tamara crosswise, I'd cut him down like a dog.
Well, that might just be the problem.
I'll need to know a lot more than that. Can I see their rooms?
What for?
I need clues. Anything to latch onto.
I'll not let a stranger pore through their belongings.
Want me to find them or not?
I do.
Then let me work.
Fine. But I shall go with you. The doors are locked.
Fine. Just... we gotta find something. Well... that took longer than I expected. He has quite a lot to say. So, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please comment and do subscribe. Bye!